All right, guys, this is part 2 of the Q&A, so thank you so much if you tuned into the first part. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go and check my channel and watch the first part before you watch this one, because I answered 5 great questions on there, and we're going to go ahead and cover the rest of the questions here. There's quite a few, and I want to make sure we go over them, so let's get started. Spiky911 says, I have read that if you sell a certain amount of an item on Amazon too quickly, then you can end up getting a velocity review in which you're required to provide invoices. How do you provide invoices on used products? Hey, this is very true. If you sell a high quantity of items in a short amount of time, your whole account could go under velocity review. And basically, they want to see where you're sourcing from, if you're legitimate, and if you have the rights to sell the items you're selling. Now, obviously, if you're selling used products, this is a huge issue. I think for the most part, you would never go into velocity review if you're selling used products. And if you did, I guess you would just have to provide the documentation showing where you got those items, whether it be from eBay, or if you got it from online websites, or if you got it from a local source. But the fact is, velocity review is really for high quantity sellers. Like, say you have 1,000 of something listed and it's selling really well, they want to know how you got those 1,000 items. So I don't think it's really going to affect anyone that sells used items, but it's something to keep in mind. If you mix new with used, this could end up happening to your account. And I think as long as you keep good documentation and you're able to show where you got things, and you're not selling things like Disney brand or something that you're not allowed, and you don't have brand permission to sell, you shouldn't have any issues. Casey Picker said, this is more of a statement than a question, but I wanted to cover it. He said that he's never sold in Q4, and he wasn't sure what percentage to raise his prices for Q4. Now, I think Q4 worries a lot of people. It's not something to worry about. There's nothing bad about Q4 at all. There's only good. If you only have a few items for sale, they'll probably sell. But it is your chance not to miss out and sell a lot of items. Q4 is always going to be huge. There's a ton of holidays around that time frame, and there's a ton of people shopping. And every year it gets bigger and bigger, and online e-commerce sales have gone up for many years now. So it's something you don't want to pass up on. Now, there's nothing really to worry about. Just do what you can do, source what you can source, and make it as profitable and useful to you as possible. That's all you need to do. But as far as prices go, prices skyrocket and they're all over the place. So never am I going to say raise your prices this percent, because it's very situation based. But what I will tell you is that I've seen games that sell for $20 sell for $80. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. There's things that people will pay huge money for, especially rare collectibles, complete in box games, and things of that nature. Very rare toys, or toys that are hard to find new. And all you want to do is make sure you capitalize on the items you have. Don't worry about if you didn't get the full profit for them. Don't worry about hindsight. Don't look back and say, I didn't do good here. Worry about what's working for you and capitalizing on that for Q4, because that's what matters more. Don't say, oh, I sold this toy for 30, I could have got 35. Yeah, that sucks, but there's more toys you can sell to make up to $5. So just keep selling, keep pushing, work hard for Q4. That's what matters most. Dakota said, do you ever watch your old videos and notice any change from now and then? Dakota, I do. I try not to watch the older videos. I cringe so bad. I hate watching them. I really do. I'm so different back then, and life has changed so much since then. But I do once in a while go back and look, and I like to see that I have improved my video making. I've improved my camera presence. I've improved my speaking, and I speak more clear and loud now. My audio is better, so everything has really gotten better on the channel since the old days 3.5 years ago. I do like to reminisce once in a while, and in my 10,000 subs video, I show some old clips to show you guys how different things are now, because there's some of you that weren't around back then. Turning Machine has a multi-part question. They said, at what point did you realize you can pay your bills selling games through Amazon FBA, and how big of a game inventory did you have at the time? Right now, I plan on listing games, and I lower the price by a penny or two. Below the lowest price, I'm trying not to significantly devalue the market. What are your thoughts? All right, so the first part of your question, it was never I realized I could do it full time. That's not what happened. I got put in a situation where I either had to find a new job and start over in the kitchen and work my way up to chef again after 10 years in the business, or I could do what I could and make it work. It wasn't the situation, oh, it is working. It's, I'm gonna make it work. So I did everything in my power to absolutely make it work. I worked hard. I produced a bunch of videos. I sold online. I built connections. I just kept pushing and pushing. And now it's to the point where I realize I can do this full time. and I don't necessarily have to just sell video games. I have some other stuff that I can sell, but I focus on video games because it's what I enjoy and it's doing well right now. Now, as far as how much inventory I had in stock when I lost my job, not very much actually. There wasn't very much in stock at all, but I had a good amount of money saved up and I knew I could use it to flip stuff. And I actually started experimenting with flipping different things besides games, and I just had the best success with video games because I had a knowledge base there, and it helped me and gave me that advantage above most other sellers. Now, as far as the pricing goes, it depends on what you're selling. Lowering your price by a penny or 2 pennies, to me, is a waste of time. You can just, pay $10 a month and get a cheaper pricer and do that. So it depends on what you're listing, but I try to keep items that are rare at a set price and wait them out, let them sell. And then for the quicker sales, I try to do a competitive price and sell them quickly. That way you're making money. So there's no problem with lowering your price, and you're not going to really devalue the market too much because the market always controls itself. And if you keep lowering your price too low and you're devaluing the market, another reseller will just buy your game up and resell it at a higher price. That actually happens often to people who try and undercut. I've done it multiple times to people who keep lowering prices for no reason, thinking it's going to help convert a sale, when in reality, they're just not letting the market come to them. Now, with all that being said, it was a huge risk for me to try and do this full time, especially with only a few $1,000s saved up, a car payment, all the stuff I had going on. But it worked out for me, and maybe I'm lucky, but I did work very, very hard to make it happen. And, I spent so much time working in the kitchen that I was just tired of working in the kitchen, and I decided I had enough and that I wanted to work for myself. So that's why I made the decision to do it, and I'm so happy I did now. And Luna says, do you know how to get all of my shipments to the same warehouse? Luna, I do. You need to go into your, I believe it's inbound settings or receiving settings or something along shipment settings. There's a settings for your shipments. I'm not sure the exact header that's spelled out on Amazon, but you go there and you can choose the inventory placement program, which will then allow you to place all of your items in one warehouse. However, it will cost you a surcharge per item. I believe it's 20 cents per item. I'm not positive. This can be great around Christmas, but definitely is an extra cost throughout the year unless you have a warehouse very close to you and the shipping you save is actually better than the 20-cent fee. I mean, if you're sending stuff to California and you live in Ohio and there's a warehouse in Ohio, it's probably cheaper just to do inventory placement and put it at the place in Ohio. But it depends on your situation. You can definitely do that, and it can be helpful depending on the time of year. Definitely helps with making shipments streamlined around Christmas time. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Hopefully, I got caught up on the questions here. If I missed your question by chance, leave it down in the comments. I'll get it on the next episode. I was gone for quite a few days, so it was kind of hard for me to find all the questions. Also, if you have any questions for the next video, leave it down below, and I'll get to it. I love doing this because it's interactive, allows me to communicate with you guys, and also answer your questions in a format where other people can learn. So thanks so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. If you're watching this, a haul video is going to go up soon too, so make sure not to miss that. It'll be a massive video game haul. Aside from that, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to support me further, you can purchase through my Amazon affiliate links down below. It makes an absolute huge difference. People do not even understand how big of a difference that makes and helps support and allow me to spend time making these videos because they are very time consuming. And at the end of the day, I'm a business guy, so I need to focus on what is making me money, and that's why I'm about to get to listing. So I'll see you guys later. Take care, and I hope to see you very soon.